This lesson is going to take a look at the rate of change and what it means in terms of a given situation. So remember, the rate of change is also known as the constant of proportionality, or we can also call it the slope. It all means exactly the same thing. And then we have the initial value, and that is basically where the graph crosses the y-axis. So the initial value could also be called the y-intercept. So in order to find the rate of change, remember, basically it's just finding the slope. So you can do it one of two ways. You can draw the triangle, or you can use the formula. So in order to do this, we'd have to find 2 points that are on that line. And remember, when you find the points, you want to use the intersection of the grid lines. So I already went ahead and picked out 2 points that are on that line. So we could use the point 3, 2, which is there. And we can also use 6, 4. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. So like I said, we can draw the triangle, and we can count rise over run. So we rose 2, and we ran 1, 2, 3. So we ran 3. Or we could use the formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I already went ahead and labeled the points, so I have 3, 2 is x1, y1, and 6, 4 is x2, y2. And remember, it doesn't matter which one you label the 1s and which one you label the 2s, as long as the 1s are together in the same ordered pair and the 2s are together in the same ordered pair. So I want to substitute in my formula, so y2 I have is 4 minus y1, which is 2, over x2, which is 6, minus x1, which is 3. So then if I go ahead and subtract, I have 4 minus 2, which is 2, and 6 minus 3, which is 3. So the rate of change, or the slope, for that particular line is 2 over 3. Then I want to take a look at this particular situation. It says the graph shows the relationship between the number of sales Melissa makes and the wages she earns. Determine and explain the meaning of the rate of change in the initial value in terms of Melissa's situation. So we can find the slope, or the rate of change, using exactly the 2 methods that we just showed, either the triangle, or we could use the formula. So if I make the graph bigger and we use the triangle, I can use the y-intercept of 50, and then I have 5, 100. So I can put my triangle here, and then I can see how many I rise and I run. And each line on the rise is 10. So I rose 5 lines, so if they're 10 each, that's 50. And then each line on the run, or the x, is 1, so it's 50 over 5, which simplifies to 10 over 1, or just 10. Oops, and that doesn't look very much like a 10. There we go. Okay, so now looking at that, there we go. Okay, so our slope, or our rate of change, is 10. What does that mean? It's 10 over 1, so technically 10 is the y, or the rise, so it's 10 wage, or $10, and then the run is sales made, which is 1, so it's $10 for every 1 sale that's made. And then, as I pointed out earlier when we did the triangle, part of the triangle I used was the y-intercept, and that was the point 0, 50. So that means 0 sales makes $50. So then remember, that makes our equation in the form of slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b, y equals 10x plus 50. And then we know that that is not directly proportional because it does not go through the origin. So when it asks to make a verbal summary of the function, basically you're just summarizing what we just found out. So we found out that Melissa has a job in sales. She makes $10 for every 1 sale. So that's the rate of change. She gets paid $50 for 0 sales. That's the initial value. The function is not directly proportional as it does not pass through the origin, and the equation to represent the function is y equals 10x plus 50. So that's basically just a summary of what you found in all of the above situation.